Hey guys, and welcome back into the channel. We are going to continue our Big Brother Season 2 episode reviews. We are now on to episode 10 of the review series. And I gotta admit, episode 10 was not a horrible episode, but it was most certainly a step back from where episode 9 left off. It was not a great episode in a lot of ways. And the biggest issue I had with it was the fact that it focused primarily on two characters that I don't genuinely like at this point in Hardy and Shannon. The one positive to the episode is the fact that the person that leaves towards the end of this episode is the person that I've been waiting for 3, 4, probably 5. Damn, no, fuck all that. 10 episodes. I've been waiting since the beginning for her to leave. She's atrocious. She's a bitch, and she sucks. So the episode starts out basically with Shannon going around the house trying to tell everyone to vote her out. She makes it clear, or is trying to make it clear to everyone, that she wants to be unanimously voted out of the house. And the way I read this situation is it's a situation where you got a girl who knows she is unliked. She knows she's made mistakes. She knows her time is up in the house, or is about to be up in the house. So in my mind, the way she approached this was she'd rather get voted out unanimously and say it was because she wanted to leave, than rather have everyone vote her out of the house and feel like she lost. Basically, I think she saw the writing on the wall, so she just went around telling people to vote her out because I think it helped her ego, basically. It allowed her the opportunity to go around and tell people after the show, and tell Julie during the post-episode interview that, she wanted to get voted out. She told everyone to vote her out. They just did what she wanted. It's just, again, it's a person with a gigantic ego. It's a person that is just atrocious, and she's so easy to read that, and she thinks she's so smart, and she's really not. Then we have Hardy. Now we have some. So after that, we have some segments with Hardy. Hello, and Hardy is going around basically trying to convince the members of Top to vote in a manner in which the vote will end up tied, because he wants to ultimately be the person to break the tie and send whatever person he decides out of the house. Now, the part I find interesting about this was the fact that throughout the episode so far, we've had Hardy discussing how his goal is to bring people down who view themselves as better than others. Anyone that has a big ego, he wants to bring them down. And I find that, unbelievably ironic, because this guy has an ego as big as the entire Big Brother house. This guy is criticizing people for doing the exact things that he does himself. Whether he wants to admit it or not, that's what he's doing. Why does he need a tie? Because he wants to be the guy to bring it down. It boosts his ego. It gives him some satisfaction. And to me, that's a selfish thing. Let fucking people vote how they want to vote. Quit trying to control everything. But you know what? I mean, he's a hypocrite, and he's not particularly good at this game either. But all in all, I just found Hardy and Shannon I find them both to be unbelievably fake, unbelievably hypocritical, and just not good people in general. Then we have Hardy, of course, as I've stated in past episodes. He clearly has an issue with people questioning his mental ability, or his how smart he is or whatnot. And so he's again trying to use big words and throw them in here and there. And he uses the word amicable during this episode, or it was a discussion with Julie when he uses it, but I found that word usage to be odd. You could just like Shannon, he's very easy to read. You could see when he's talking and whatnot, you could see the wheels turning in his head, and I just think he's... Another thing about him, he takes himself way too serious. Way too serious. It's funny to think about him in this early season, how serious he takes himself in general, pretty much in all aspects. And then you think of what Big Brother has become years later. I mean, we nowadays, we have fucking shit ejaculating on the fucking the contestants. We have basically Big Brother at this point, with many of their competitions, they are designed to make the house guests look as stupid as humanly possible. And it's interesting to think, you got a guy like Hardy in the beginning who took himself so serious. How would he fit in with the show nowadays, where it's just a total goofball show half the time, particularly with the competitions? Still a great show, but competition-wise and production-wise, they like to make the house guests look silly. So yeah, Hardy, like I said, takes himself way too serious. And then, yeah, so Hardy, Shannon, I said how I've kind of said, not just in this episode review, but past reviews as well, that they're both so fake. And I got to again say Shannon is even worse than Hardy. Shannon is the fakest person, possibly in Big Brother history, particularly the fakest in Big Brother 2. And I thought it was interesting when she gets evicted from the house, she's sitting out with Julie, and you can see the tears in her eyes. The second she starts, before even anything is said, the second she sits down to start the interview. And I think in a lot of ways it's because she is upset with the fact that she knows America is going to perceive her negatively. She knows she's behaved immaturely in the house. And I think, I don't think she's stupid necessarily. I think she knows she's made some bad decisions. She knows it's going to look bad. She's got the ability to understand that America's not going to like her. But the thing is, she has no self-control. So when something doesn't go her way, so she's spoiled, for one. But then when something doesn't go her way, she can't control her reactions to it. She gets upset. She just acts instinctively without thinking and makes bad decisions. And that's just a person that's honestly the type of person that should not be in that house, because, especially nowadays with social media. Like if you're a person that, if anything doesn't go your way or you get upset, you're just going to fly off the handle. Big Brother is not the show for you, because nowadays you get killed for things you say, things you do. You have to be really careful. Fortunately for her at that time, it wasn't exactly the same, because social media was not like it is now. But, and I don't really know what kind of things she said, that didn't make the show, but I can imagine there was probably a lot of things that she shouldn't have been saying. I wish I would have been able to watch feeds back then, but I was 7, 8 years old at the time. But all in all, yeah, like I said, this episode wasn't great. You had the Will and Shannon date segment, which was disgusting and brutal. This episode, I think the reason I didn't like it, more so than anything, is the fact that because it was the last episode of the Will-Shannon relationship, because obviously one of them is leaving, they were really focused a lot of the episode on them. And as I've said previously, I don't enjoy anything relating to them two together whatsoever. And so they have their little date and whatever. We're supposed to feel like it's impossible to feel good for these people, particularly her, because she's been such a piece of shit to people in the house, and she's so fucking just awful to watch. I hate her. Like, again, as I've stated in the past, in terms of entertainment on the show, she's had a few spots that were okay. But in terms of her as a person, living with her, and just, I hate the fact that she thinks she's so damn fucking smart and thinks she's so great, when in reality she's not. She's getting bounced in the pre-jury on the show. I mean, obviously there wasn't a jury back then, but if it was a current season, she didn't even make it to jury. So where's this arrogance come from? And then at the end, we have an HOH competition. It's like a step-up, step-down game. You have to, so Julie will ask, how many slots are on the toaster? And is it more or less than 2? And you either got to say more, as in stepping up, or less, as in stepping down. And everyone's blindfolded. And ultimately, it comes down to Mike Boogie and Kent. And obviously, at that point, I was really rooting for Mike Boogie to win, just for the fact that I like Chilltown, and I want Will and Boogie to be able to stay. Again, I like Kent, but I wanted Boogie to pull this one out for Chilltown. But ultimately, Kent wins it. And I do think it's going to be interesting going forward with Kent as HOH. It's not a person I had, or I think anyone would have anticipated winning an HOH. But I think he's certainly a guy I could see letting the power go to his head in the future episodes. I could see him really getting some HOH-itis and making more enemies than he has even prior to this point. So all in all, like I said, it was a very Will and Shannon centered episode. I don't enjoy either of them, or I enjoy Will very much. I love Will, and we're about to find that out. I don't enjoy I don't enjoy Will in regards to being with her, and I don't enjoy Shannon in any way imaginable, because she sucks. But like I said, this episode was not great. Probably the second worst episode of the season. But on the bright side, the girl that I've hated for basically 10 episodes is gone, which is music to my ears. And you got Kent, who I do like, and I do think will be entertaining as an HOH. Could have been a lot of worse choices for HOH than him. And like I said, Dr. Will is about to really become Dr. Will here in the future episodes, and I cannot fucking wait to see that. But, I mean, the way I looked at it is it's kind of like Shannon's the queen, and we had to lose our queen to meet our king, Will's being the king. And I think that's kind of what happens here. You lose your queen, and now you're going to meet the king in the future episodes, and I'm very excited to see that. So, thanks for checking in, guys. We're going to be doing episode 11 probably tomorrow. Could be today, but probably tomorrow. And hopefully you guys are enjoying these reviews. I'm enjoying doing them. Even when you get a stinker of an episode like this one, it's still a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the season, enjoying the reviews. And if you are, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Are you happy Shannon's gone as well? Are you looking forward to the Will becoming the Will we know here in future episodes? And again, though, guys, appreciate it very much. Like and subscribe. See you guys.